what detachment means is you detach yourself from the things that are temporary. And you come to the realization that a lot of fucking things in your life are extremely temporary. Like they do not last at all. And being detached does not mean that you have to turn into this stoic, sigma, emotionless giga chad, right? What it means is that these things that are very precious and dear to you, if you keep clinging on to them so hard out of fear that you'll lose them, then you will lose them faster and it will be that much worse when you do. Get what I mean? And that's just funnily enough, that's just how life works. The more desperate you are and the more you try to grip at life for the things that you think that you need and you need to keep around, the harder it is for you to maintain it and the easier it is for you to lose control over the things that you'd have no control over. This goes for almost everything, like loved one passing away or you going through a breakup. You're trying to keep the significant other around longer than they should. And when you keep doing these things, then the harder it is for you to go through those experiences. And that's what detachment is. It is you trying to keep in mind that none of the things around you are going to last forever. So you have to learn to appreciate all the things that you have, even if they are temporary, but still not grow so attached to them as if they are permanent, you know? And that's just a hard thing to swallow because I have this person. I'm so grateful for this person. I have this thing going on for me, and I'm so grateful that it's working out the way that it is. And, you can be like very optimistic going into it, but you cannot be clingy over anything to the point where you will be destroyed when that thing goes away, right? And you start realizing this more when you're an adult. You have to start living your life in a way where you try to layer bricks on top of each other in your life in a way where if one brick goes away, the whole thing doesn't come crashing down, Kind of a weird analogy, but you get what I mean. I am very into this YouTube thing right now, for example, but if it doesn't work out, then I can't be destroyed by it. It's the same with a relationship. I am really invested in this girl and I love this person very much, but if they up and leave one day, I cannot be destroyed by this. That is what detachment means. It doesn't mean being emotionless, it means being extremely aware of your own emotions, right? You understand that a lot of the things in this world will fuck you up pretty badly and that you have to be ready for that shit no matter what. And it's fine if you don't show it to the other person, or it's fine if you don't show it to your boss, let's say, that you are ready to leave, or if you are left, that you are ready for whatever comes next. But that is how you're supposed to look at it. And it's pretty cool when you start applying this to your life because the laws of the universe are pretty weird. When you start being more detached and you start treating life, quote unquote, less seriously that way, then you start getting rewarded more. You start getting more opportunities. It starts becoming more fun for you. And I can't really put my finger on it. It's hard to describe, but that's just exactly how it goes down. The less attached you are to the things that you are doing, the more things are going to happen to you, like positive, right? And that's just something that I've been thinking about recently. I noticed there was a lot of things that I just had attachment towards, right? And this attachment kept growing bigger and bigger because of like a nostalgia effect. So what I mean by that is I would keep looking back at the times that I would have with this person and you just start reminiscing about the things that happened in the past. And I'm not saying that those weren't precious moments. What I'm saying is you can't live there, right? And that's like a hard thing to swallow because it's so much easier now to live in the past than ever before because you have like videos, pictures, and like texts and shit. And you just can't afford to do that anymore. Especially, let's say, if there's a loved one and you think they're gonna, let's say, I mean, it's gonna be a pretty specific example, but let's say they're gonna like pass away or something. And you're so you're so distraught by this idea that nothing has even happened yet, but you're just going through it like, oh my God, all the shit that we went through, all the shit that happened, all the things that they have done for me. And imagine they just like up and go away. And now your brain is just all over the place and you can't. and you're already so attached to this idea, to this person, and them passing away that you just can't function anymore. You can't even look at them or yourself the same way. And that's just not the way to go about things. I noticed that I had issues with this. I had issues of not wanting to lose anyone around me. And if I did, then it would just be completely devastating. And you have to learn to live with it. The fact that these people are just not going to stay in your life forever. There might be circumstances where you might end up truly alone. And those are the things you're supposed to be ready for, both physically and mentally. That is, like, to me, the best way to describe detachment. It's not, oh, just completely isolate yourself from any emotion concerning anything. It's not that simple. Nothing ever works like that. So that's just what I wanted to talk about, because I've had issues with these things. What resonates with me the most when it comes to detachment and why it might be very useful for me is I tend to grip things too hard in life, where I'd like try to maintain what I have so hard I end up just being desperate to keep it, to the point where it costs me my own mental health for me to try to keep what I have, even though the harder I try, the less likely it is that I'll actually keep it. That's pretty much it for today, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.